Green beans have to be one of the easiest crops to grow, and today I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. Now, you do want to select a really good variety. There's a lot of green beans out there that are just stringy and they don't produce well. We're planting a bush bean, so there's two types of green beans. You have a pole bean, which requires trellising, and a bush bean that simply just grows like a bush. This is the Provider green bean seed, and it is a beast. Now, green beans you can plant pretty much anytime you don't have risk of a frost, so you can plant them in the spring, summer, or even the fall. It's August right now, so we're going to plant us a fall round of green beans, and they will produce in about 50 days. Anytime you're looking at a seed packet, just look at what's called the days to maturity, or DTM. That'll tell you how long it's going to take from the moment you plant that seed till the moment that it gives you a crop. But before I show you how to plant these, we want to amend the soil. Now, depending upon the soil that you're working with, you're going to want to amend that soil with some form of compost and fertilizer. The compost is going to provide lots of good organic matter, but it also is really filled with nutrients. Typically, it's pretty high in NPK, which are your 3 macronutrients for plant growth. We're also going to use a good quality organic fertilizer, and then we will get to planting. Now, when laying down your compost, we're going to add about 1 inch to the surface of this garden bed, and then we're going to mix that in. All right, so now that we got the compost laid down here on the bed, we're going to spread our fertilizer. Now that we got that compost and fertilizer laid down, it's time to mix it in. Now, you can either do that with a rake or you can use the BCS tiller.
And this is the perfect time to talk about today's video sponsor, which is BCS 2-wheel walk-behind tractors. Now, we've got the tiller and precision depth roller on the back of this machine, and this allows for us to adjust the depth of tillage. Because we're just trying to mix in the compost and fertilizer here, we're not wanting to do a deep till, we're just wanting to till in the top few inches. And what I love about the precision depth roller is it allows you to adjust the depth, but the roller leaves a perfectly flat seed bed ready for you to run a seeder through right after. BCS makes so many attachments for this machine. It's perfect for the homesteader, and it just creates a ton of efficiency on the homestead. Now, let's get back to the video.
Okay, so now that we got the compost and fertilizer tilled in, we are going to plant the seed with the earthway seeder. Tell me why people are still hand seeding. I don't know. Spend $150 to get the earthway. I promise you will thank me later. You can pretty much seed anything with this thing that you're planning on direct seeding. So we're going to drop all of these into the seeder here. And we do have the bean plate on it. It comes with all types of plates. And we are going to plant beans at 1 inch. So I'm going to adjust the push seeder here. And this is where it opens up the hole and drops the seed in. We're going to pull this down all the way to 1 inch. So it may be hard to see, but it's got measurements on there all the way down to 1 inch. Now we're going to plant 2 rows of green beans, and this is a 30-inch wide bed, and bush beans like to be spaced around 18 inches apart. The rows do. So we're going to do a row down each side, and I'm going to show you how fast that you can seed a bed of green beans. Done, just like that. Now we need to water these in, and don't leave the video yet because I'm going to show you a trick to get near perfect germination. Now that we got those watered in, if you want to get fantastic germination, one thing I love to use is a tarp. If you're anything like me, you're busy, it's hot out because it's August, the soil is going to dry out fast. So we're going to use a tarp to help hold in moisture and ensure we get really good germination. Now that we get that tarp pulled, we're going to let this sit like this for 2 to 3 days, and then we're going to begin pulling back the tarp just to check to see if any of those seedlings have started to emerge. Now that's when you're going to want to pull the tarp once you start to see just the slightest emergence of those seeds. If you leave this tarp on too long, they're going to get real leggy and it's not going to be good. Now if you can come out and water 3 or 4 times a day in the summer heat, go for it. But this is a method that has worked really well for us. Now make sure you got a plan to store up all those green beans, whether you're freezing them or canning them, and we'll catch you on the next one.